We're going to talk about our personal experience on the trip and all the characters we met along the way.
You know what? Anytime we go anywhere,
Yes, something happened.
I don't know if we attract it or if that we're just so aware of our surroundings all the time that we get to see.
I think crazy comes to us.
Crazy, yeah.
Let's begin with the end. So by the end of our trip,
Let's start at the end.
by the end of our trip, we're
tired.
just tired and cranky and
We wanted to get home.
in pain and wanted to get home.
And the trains weren't working.
And then the trains weren't working. You had to take the bus, but you had to take the train to the airport. And then at the airport, you take a bus that crosses to Malmo and you get off and get the train to go home. Anyways, we got on the train from Central Station, Copenhagen to the airport. And I'm never, this is my husband's role to do these things. But it was, I was so cranky by the end of this trip because I was just tired and
Before we even got on the train, we both looked at each other and I'm just like, and you go, do you want to sit in the quiet train?
Yes. I'm like, yeah, let's sit in the quiet train. Let's just be quiet for a second, put our headsets on and just unplug. So we're sitting there. And then people don't get that when you whisper, you're louder than when you're talking. It's so much. And then, and that's all you're hearing. It's more unnerving to hear that than to hear somebody, yes, Kim, so what the fuck happened? And then you just like, you just look at them. But this is the fucking silent car of the train.
And they're behind me. So I take my headphones off.
And then across from me, because we're in that four chair that is like in front of each other. So we're sitting.
Jose's looking at them.
So I'm like, can you guys shut up? You got on the quiet train. You see the sign? And I point to
No. See, remember? No.
No.
Here comes the fire. You sat on the quiet train. Pow! Points to the sign. If you want to talk, you can go to another train. Headphones back in. And then he looks at me and I'm just like.
And she did a face when I said that.
Yeah.
She's like, I don't care.
No, fuck that.
You're perturbing me and you're doing faces?
So then we continue our conversation on text. And Jose says to me, I've become my husband and I don't care.
Were they quiet afterwards?
Oh, yeah.
There was no more
no talking.
There was no more talking. So then we get off and we of course we're like back to each other. So we follow them up after we get off the train.
They were quick. They ran away.
They ran.
Went,
we were right
these
behind
two
them.
big guys stood up.
And then I look at their wrists and they were at the High Rocks race. Supposed to be our friends and our family.
Well, the sign was there.
The sign was there.
Yeah.
Going.
Oh, I shushed them first.
I shushed them first.
I shushed them first. Shh. They kept on talking. They kept on whispering like this.
It
Fucking drives
filled
me
me with
nuts.
so much joy.
Yes. We saw a beautiful woman, blonde, putting her head out of the hotel window. I guess she had a good night.
So it was St. Patrick's weekend because Monday was St. Patrick's Day, and we didn't realize everyone in Denmark was drunk.
People sleeping in the streets. Like, I mean, nice dressed people. They're not like bums. And it's like, oh my God, what happened to that? And then you see him trying to stand up.
We were walking back to the hotel, and this guy gets up off the ground like a zombie, like literally crawling out of a grave. And I was just like, whoa, where did he come from? Well, he was laying there.
Dom is like, well, that'd be the last thing we need right now, a zombie apocalypse.
A zombie apocalypse. It would be perfect. We just spent all day telling people not to burpee.
Oh.
And here come the zombies. Take me now.
So we stayed in a hotel that had next to it this like big complex of pools and saunas and stuff. So we were in pain from the whole day of judging. And then the next morning, we're like, okay, let's go. We passed by on the day there. It's like, oh, look, they have jacuzzis. Let's go to the jacuzzi. Let's rest the legs. It's like, let's get some warmth and bubble in the legs to get a little massage or whatever. There was like 1,000 children. So we went inside. We paid. We got in. There's beautiful big pool, but it was kind of chilly. So like, I don't know.
The pool was too cold.
Yeah, the pool was cold. But then they had this area where they had the jacuzzis and other pools that were warm, but there was 1,000 children in there.
So we talked to the lifeguards and we're like, is there another hot tub? I thought maybe we walked past one. Is there another room? Like, this is a big pool. So there was already multiple spaces. And they were like, nope,
It's that one.
that's the hot tub. You can go in there. People go in there all the time. I was like, yes, but we don't have any children. It's like, no, that's okay. It's for everybody. Yes, but there are 20 parents and 15 children in the hot tub.
Yes.
2 of those women are pregnant. That's not my call to make. I don't know if that's okay or not. And then she was like, no, it's really okay. And I was like, no.
I'm like, wouldn't we be like the weird two people?
Yes.
And no offense, God, but everybody was white.
Those 2 giant brown men
Yes.
don't have kids.
Don't
with
have
them,
kids in there in here.
and yet,
Hmm.
so we were cold. We went in the cold pool. We tried to get in.
Yes.
I got into my waist and I was like, nope,
Nope.
this
It's
isn't
not
good.
happening.
And before I gave up, I was like, no. These children will not ruin my weekend. They will not take my 5 minutes
She grabbed
in
on
the
her
hot tub.
purse.
I got my little... And I walked in there and I sat my fat ass right down in the middle of all those kids.
The moms run away.
And I changed the vibe.
And then I got
Where were
in.
Jose? Where were you?
Oh, I got
Oh,
in.
she right behind me.
I waited for
You go first. You go first.
So when I got in first and sat down, splash kids in their faces, didn't care.
half pull later.
Put my arms up like this. These parents walk away. These parents take their kids out. Jose comes in. The other 3 couples in front of us were like, huh.
Yeah, they didn't know what to
They
make of
didn't
it.
know what to do. So we just started talking,
Yeah.
having a regular conversation.
And they stay.
But sorry, the parents literally walked away.
Yeah. They did.
Danish racist bastards.
That's fine with me.
I don't
My
care.
legs hurt.
More space for me.
My knee hurt. I needed the bubbles.
Yes.
And then they all left.
Mhm.
And then only parents came back. So it turned into an adult situation. We changed the vibe.
The lifeguard, she was like,
Yeah. The one we talked to.
she was evil.
She was evil. She
'Cause
watched us
she
battle.
told us, it's like, you should totally do it.
Yeah. She watched us fight it for a really long time. Like, you know this is awkward. You know it is. But you want us to do it. It's your only entertainment.
Yes. She came to us, she's like, you guys should just totally do it. Just go in. It'd be really cool.
So we entertained her.
Yes. Yeah.
And my leg felt better.
We did her day. For
Yeah.
sure. For sure.
It was worth it.
Yeah.
Wonder if they made headlines.
Probably. Within their newsreel, yes.
Suspiciously large women walked into. Oh, call back to the other episode.
Yeah, look at you, God.
We were returning back to take the train, and I'm like, I'm very tired, and I want, so you know, beer is actually one of the best recovery drinks there are.
I forgot about this.
So I'm like, I really want to have, and it also calm you down, whatever, you're having a little bit of alcohol. So anyways, I'm like, yeah, I want to have a beer before I get on the train and I go into this fucking ordeal because I know we're going to go on a bus or whatever. And I just want to be a little bit numb. So I'm like, let's look for a pub.
No. No, we looked for a pub.
We walk all
First, I was like, there has to be one in this station, right?
Yes, we
So
thought
we
that there
walked
was one in
into
the
the
station.
station. There wasn't one. So we just did one giant walk around the station, came back to exactly where we were when he
Yeah.
decided he needed a beer. Totally fine. Found this pub across the street.
A historical pub
No.
in there.
We walked through a time loop.
Apparently, this pub has been there forever. They have the whole story there and like things hanging from, but it's a bit scary.
Because he's black.
Yes, this was like the Get Out movie.
It was Get Out.
It was like the Get Out movie. It was like that. I just was waiting for some lady to come in with a tea and teaspoon, like tick 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 tick.
So we walk in, and Jose's looking at the beers. Fine, of course, that's what we're here for. But I'm looking around. Not only did my ancestors build this place,
He looked at me. He's like, "You drink that, and we leave."
so at each table, they had this homemade history book for the location. At first, I was like, okay, it's kind of cute. But then you start flipping through it, and it just gets weirder and weirder and weirder. And they're all in like individual sleeves of printouts of pictures of people that have been there for 100 years. And it's just, it was intense. It was intense.
There was pictures also hanging from
the ceiling
from
on
the
ribbons.
ceiling, and I'm talking about hundreds of pictures.
Do you think it was decorated for St. Patrick's?
At least 500. No,
okay.
At least 500 pictures, and they all have a meaning or a member of the family or whatever, because this pub is owned by families and like generations and stuff.
Great,
And
cool. They have a lot of pride in it.
There was nothing. I think we were the only two brown persons there.
No, you forgot our friend.
There was one extra person there. We never figured out what they were doing there.
You said Get
How
Out.
do we say
the
it?
movie.
Yeah.
Yes, the movie Get Out. Yes.
So you can't forget about our friend. There was one other person of color there,
Yes.
of Somalian descent. Beautiful Danish. He spoke Danish. They spoke Danish very, very well. They were there working.
I think so. Yes.
Think they were a sex worker. Just fine. You got to get your money how you get your money, girl. No shame for sex work. It is the oldest profession in the world.
Yep.
She was working.
I wish I could.
She was working.
It's too late for me.
It's too late for you. So we watched her with...
Here. It's here for me.
You better work.
It was like off the shoulder shirt, and Dom is like, "You better fucking work."
Flirting with this man at the bar
Yeah.
who was obviously waiting for a train,
Yeah.
like just all over him. It's so funny, throwing him. And then at one point, she took her hand and wiped his face. I was like, we gotta go. This is too real.
Yeah, something is gonna happen.
Something is
here.
gonna happen. The bartenders behind did not like what was happening.
No. These ladies were like, you could see fumes coming out of their ears. So like, yeah, we have to leave.
This is not their old school Danish way.
Wave, take your stand in this life, no second hand. Fears may rise, but we're bold in every heart of soul.